Hey, Shalom, giving all the praises, honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rahakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who teach and rule well, as well as many blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that have been scattered throughout the four winds of the earth. And we're gonna just get straight into this. I recently, I was, here in LA, going shopping. I want to say about a month ago, and you had this wicked ass woman, leave, her child in the vehicle, which led to like at least 10 police cars, coming out and arresting her. And this is happening as I'm, walking into it's called it's a mall. It's called the Slauson Swap Meet. It's pretty much like a mini mall, but this is, brutal because the heat was crazy, and I think the baby looked to be about no older than 1 or 2 years old. Okay, and the scriptures speak about how the men and the women in the latter days would be lovers of themselves, only concerned about themselves. Okay, and this is, happening a lot, way more than people can imagine. You look up these stories, which I'm gonna play a couple of clips. It's happening all throughout the four winds of the earth, and it's going to continue to happen because these women are full of themselves. They're going, to get their nails done, their hair done, shopping and doing the most, and leaving their children behind. All right, and these are the things that are taking place right now, as there's still some mirth here in America, but as the Lord strippens the mirth, all right, this is just going to show that these women are going to be eating their children, cooking their children, okay, getting rid of their children as the day of Jacob's trouble approaches. So here's the clip.
Now, it has to do with your decision of leaving your kid in the car unattended. Does that make sense to you now?
I'm so sorry.
I did take a little bit of look at your record. You've had, quite a few traffic infractions, but it's not a big deal. But some of them are not seatbelting your child.
She's going to jail right now for child neglect. Okay. I don't know why, but she's having a hard time understanding of the totality of the circumstances of what she did wrong. Okay. That's neither here nor there. Her story is just very, very inconsistent of what's happened from yesterday until the moment we met her. Okay. I don't know what's going on. It's none of my business. My concern is her child.
Yeah.
Okay. I appreciate you coming out here and taking custody of her child. I'll see if she wants to talk to you. I'm sure she will.
The whole reason you're handcuffed has nothing to do with your tire being blown out. It has to do with your decision of leaving your kid in the car unattended. Does that make
All right, and this is torture, man. Just sitting in a hot vehicle, man, is literally tortured. As your insides are being cooked. All right, and there's nothing you can do about it, especially a child that doesn't have the capability, of opening the door, the mental capability of rolling the window down. It's literally torture. Okay, and this is, like I said, this is just one of the things that we see, all right, taking place, because there's a lot of things that's dusted under the rug. These corrupt social workers, allow these women to do all manners of wickedness and give them second chances. There was a case recently that was on mainstream media where you had a husband and wife act as if their child was kidnapped, and come to find out, hey, they murdered the child, and prior to that, the husband or the boyfriend of the woman, she he had a prior history of abusing children, yet he was able to be in that same household with his child and his wife.
I'm not going anywhere.
Now you're going to jail. Now you're going to jail.
No, I'm not going
Now you're going to jail. No, it's not. You were sleeping. 3 people had to wake you up. And your child was in the back floor, sweating in distress in a hot car. So,
do we have any idea where this lady is?
I took her out. She was crying.
Okay.
She wasn't even seeing.
3 children in that vehicle, probably all under the age of 5. It's been an hour I got here.
It's been an hour?
They've been here for over an hour.
Hi. Mine.
Both.
Yes.
Okay.
Ran in because my sister
Ran in. How long?
Not long.
She's been here an hour.
Bullshit.
I don't care. It's 86 degrees outside.
Okay.
You have there's 3 children in.
why are we leaving an infant in the car?
I went to go find her.
This is stuff I put people in prison for. Why are we leaving an infant in the
I was
car?
literally out.
Why are we leaving a baby in the car?
I went to go find his dad.
Unlock the car. Unlock the car.
I'm trying. Had him at 25 weeks. But he wasn't in the car by himself.
She pulled in at 8 a.m. this morning?
No, I didn't leave him in there the whole time.
How long was he left in the car?
Like maybe 20 minutes.
What time did you walk in that casino?
I don't remember. I didn't look. My phone was dead.
So what was the reasoning for going into the casino and leaving him by himself?
1, I had to pee. And 2, I was trying to find his dad.
Okay.
They're saying you went in about 9:30 this morning. They have not been back after the call.
What's so loud?
Why would the camera show you one?
I did come back out.
So this is endless, man. This is like clockwork, with these women, and it's always the woman, for the most part that's doing this. I haven't seen any other situations.
Candace came into town from Visalia for
where this is happening, and this is all scriptural. All right, the scriptures speak about all wickedness being little, but the wickedness of a woman, and you do have righteous women that are trying to seek Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai while he may be found, but they don't come too often. Scripture says 1 in 1,000 righteous men has the Lord seen, but a woman, they don't really. The Lord ain't dealing with the woman head on, man. The Lord is dealing with the men. All right, now you women have to get in order under a man. That's the order of salvation. Find you a righteous man that's in his faith and pray to be delivered. All right, because the scriptures speak specifically about the rebellion of the woman. All right, and even Israel has been likened unto a rebellious woman. So this is the book of Lamentation, chapter 4, in verse. We'll start from the top. It says, "How is gold become dim? How is the most fine gold changed? The stones of the sanctuary are poured out in the top of every street. The precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold, how are they esteemed as earthen pitchers, the work of the hands of the potter." All right, and this is speaking about how, all right, we we're princesses and kings, man. Our women were in order, and how the Lord ultimately, removed our glow, due to our debauchery and wickedness and evilness, okay, and brought us into this state of captivity. It says, "Even the sea monsters draw out the breast; they give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people is become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness." And you know, that's how these women are, man. They become cruel. Okay, and it's going to get worse. You know, you already, you know, hearing, you know, that the trucking industry is falling apart. All right, the economy is falling apart, and desperate causes. All right, calls for desperate measures. It's going to get real desperate out here. All right, and a lot of these women are going to resort to, you know, prostitution. They're going to resort to, you know, leaving their children at home, you know, alone. They're going to resort to even cooking their own children. All right. This is the book of Mark, chapter 13. In verse 17, it says, "Woe to them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days." All right, because in the times of Jacob's trouble, you're gonna have, you know, a lot of you women are gonna be a prey. You know, you're gonna have men actually trying to ravish the women. You know, you're gonna have a lack of resources, a lack of food, a lack of items that you can go in the store and buy. Even, you know, the vitamins that a lot of you women are able to get now, hey, that's about to come to an end because the tariffs. A lot of these nations are, you know, putting a stop to their shipments over here to America. Okay, it says, "And pray that your flight be not in the winter, for in those days shall be affliction, such as was not from the beginning of the creation, which the Most High Yahweh created unto this time, neither shall be." So it's going to be real bad. I mean, worse than 70 AD. Okay, and if it's going to get worse, all right, if it's going to be worse than that, then we know it's going to be exactly like the scriptures speak about that was taking place in the days of ancient, when the women were eating their children, man. You know, you women already have a materialistic mind state, selfish mind state. You know, you're all about what you see. You know, getting your nails done all the time. You know, having your hair hooked up. Okay, and focusing on yourself. So when it comes to a point, you know, where you have to, you know, defend your child, hey, that's not in your nature. That's in the nature of men. You know, to protect, to nourish their homes. All right, and it's going to be a hell on a lot of you pregnant women, you women that are nursing, you know, in the times of Jacob's trouble, especially if you've not been seeking Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. You've been, you know, in that independent lady mentality. Okay. You've been in that spirit of, I don't need no man. Hey, Esau's about to take away your Section 8, your food stamps. Okay, and you're going to be left out there, man. You're going to get caught out there. All right, and it's going to be just like, again, like I said, man, in the siege of Jerusalem. Okay. All right, so this is Lamentations. All right, chapter 4 and verse 9, it says, "They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field." And that's because, all right, ultimately your insides are eating away at itself. You know, you become desperate. You know, you're gonna have people actually out here eating grass. You know, eating whatever they can eat to sustain themselves. You know, it's not going to be, you know, as easy as it is today, where you can just go to your Food for Less or your Vons or your Ralphs and buy you a basket full of food, because the Lord is already causing this prophecy to take place, the beginning of these sorrows. It says that the hands of the pitiful women have sodden their own children. They were their meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people. All right. And this is, again, an example. The Lord shows his signs when things are going good, All right. So this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 7. It says, for nation shall rise against nation. All right. And this is what we're seeing, the rumors of the wars. Just this week, there's rumors floating around that America is going to fight Venezuela. OK, it says in kingdom against kingdom, there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. And there was recently a major earthquake back in Asia recently. OK, so this is on point. These prophecies are right upon, right on point. We're seeing the famine that's taking place in Gaza. OK, and the Lord is going to increase it. It says all these are the beginning of the sorrows. All right, we're in that time. All right, so with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushai Ba'ashem B'Kakwadash.